I hope you can all help me by giving a round of applause as she comes to the stage, Miss Hanna Yanovska.
I am the secret pouch of waters, salty milk in succulent hearts of coconuts. I am the riddle of the palm tree, evergreen roots, sap, and kernel. I am the palm fronds of flesh and wine in an oasis of thirst and taste. And the poem is called The One Which Opens. I am the thing the king of the birds of that land puts under his pillow at night, though he could have put there any of the keys he possesses. The keys to warm lands welcoming birds, to the mountain hearts and treasures, the keys to the ears of town vagrants for morning birds who fly over at dawn from their nests at the swamps, with harsh and triumphant cries, the keys to the bath with amarula and ice, to the sugar bush flowers, the keys to the dark and hard pots in which the juice ripens, the secret key to the fort of hope opening twice a year, the keys to the beams of the lighthouse, to the penguin embassy, to the ant hills thoroughly guarded from the ant wolf. I am also a key, and do ask for me when the king says, "Now ask for whatever you want to take with you to remember my proud land." You ask for me, and they will give you reluctantly, and silently show the way out, with no hitching signs in the fields. Though there will be a long walk and a gas station and quiet good people, I will be like a hard crust or shapeless cloud of earth. You can hardly give such thing a name, and the law will allow to keep it in the hand luggage, but be sure to put your smartphone into other pocket. Or I'll burn the screen on high altitudes, and you will be asleep and oblivious passing the crystal gates. Now nothing will stop you on your ways, look, and nothing will stop your ways from turning back again and again as the birds return here every year without a compass, a map, a plan of the tour. I open this continent for you, and nothing will lock it again. Now I read a poem which actually has two parts. It is called Here the City Will Rise. So part one. You hardly have proper photos from those times, maybe one or two, in which you will point after a close look. That's me on the side, wearing a black cap. Or that's me in the background with a plastic cup and some lipstick on my cheek. And all the rest is in the dark. All the rest was movement and travel, significant details, talks about the sense of life, from which you can hardly remember a word. They all have absorbed. All of this has passed through your core, which is harder than your skin. The money earned, then spent. Calls from street telephones that have already passed to some other reality. Smells and tastes left in other reality too. A wet nose of bodyguard's dog in the train. The odor of unknown rooms, traces of water on the sunny slopes, smell of salt marshes and industrial blocks. Cobweb-thin connections stretching behind you, along the streets, roads, railways, to the place they lead to. Trust and distrust, shades of trust and distrust. This boiling world seemed already created to you, and it was a mistake. It was just being created. On the wilderness given to you, in the bushes and weeds, it was created by you. The wasteland with tall grass, with thin paths, the wasteland like the back of a larking whale who is ready to show his ferocity and speed to an alien. You know what it smells like. You know how it feels to cross the wasteland which is neutral, strange, controlled by dogs, maniacs, and hooded gangs. Here the city will rise. She will rise from the dark times. And now part 2. Here the city will rise. Oh. And now the city is here. There are monuments in it to those who I remember. In the city, work is being done, transport runs, children play. On the river embankment, the artists are sitting. There are patrols, strict but not scary. And I am over there, in the city hall tower, in the chair with carved fish on its arms. I am watching everything from above, and when the sun sets, I take my key and walk to the lightless square. I unlock the pavement, and the tiles open up like an eye pupil, like a diaphragm. And under the glass, in the starlight, the black surface of underground lake sparkles. It meets sky and greets it, and if you are lucky, you'll notice the creatures swimming under there. They are mine, but I don't know them. Listen, carpenter, aren't you afraid of the things you have found in the street or near the house for demolition? You don't know where they were and what they did all these days and nights. How do you manage these wild chairs and tables and this chest with monograms? What kinds of soul do they have? Well, I'm not scared anyway. What is to be afraid of besides the time rubbing us off like the sea rubs stones? This chair is not black, it has been in fire. This chest you sit on, used to hold gowns and tablecloth. Some more tea? Help yourself, there are waffles in the box on the shelf. I have heard about the energy of the things, but I'm still not afraid. In this old house with its mice and ghosts, the children grow taller than the table. I need not fight to survive. And all of them just silently stand in my house, creaking a little when the weather changes, absorbing the summer warmth. And sometimes I lounge in this chair like in a boat. In this city, rivers are just for looks, for this land is dry. But there is a lake in the underground caves. And sometimes I have dreams about a flood, that my furniture floats out and gets together, becoming a boat. And it sails from the blue fir tree from over there, moors to my window, and welcomes all us aboard. Toast in the whale. This mute mystery is what we share so much. We need not to declare or hide it away. Let us rather raise our glasses and drink in silence to the whale self of each one of us. Here's to the lands and the winds we never asked for, that the ocean gave, keeping our voices as her main theme, as the sound of depth. Let us keep to our frequencies, faithful and strong. Here's to the squids who we have overtaken now, who failed to pull us back down to the dark. The wounds and scars from their suckers and hooks, all healed when the water washed fair from our blood. Let us drink and remember that silence is not mute, but it's more like turtle's egg hiding in the pebbles, so that even when we sing no longer, the hearts of the whales drawn in tune in the amazed ears of divers. Let us drink also to the blindness of the hunters, charging their harpoons and waiting on their prows. Their work a roulette of violence, senseless commands. May they sail home not seeing a single whale in the blue. And when at last it's time for us to meet our silence and come to a stop at the end of our days, let it be not on a muddy and littered shore. May we all become islands like every blessed whale. Thank you.